Have you ever asked yourself, am I truly wealthy or just renting the costume of wealth? Here's the truth. What looks like success on the outside is often debt on the inside. The spotless luxury SUV, leased, the designer watch, sitting on a credit card, the vacation photos, financed, with payments that outlast the memories. That's not wealth. That's a fragile illusion. One missed paycheck away from collapse. And here's the kicker. Illusions feel good in public, but they're exhausting in private. People lose sleep not from the car they drive, but from the payment they owe. And here's the payoff. In this video, you'll discover the single shift that can break a decade of financial frustration in under a year. Miss it, and you could spend the next 10 years working twice as hard for half the progress. Proof? U.S. credit card balances just crossed $1.14 trillion, the highest in history. That's not a headline. That's millions of families chained to payments that strangle their future. A recent study showed 54% of Americans say money stress impacts their health. That means the illusion doesn't just cost money. It steals peace, health, and even relationships. So before we go further, ask yourself, if your income stopped tomorrow, how many months could your lifestyle survive? Write that number down. Now tell me, what's scarier? Admitting the number, or realizing that applause from others won't cover it? When I first asked myself this, my number was barely 2 weeks. It forced me to admit that my success was fragile. Facing the number is painful, but pretending it doesn't exist is worse. The illusion starts small. Credit whispers, you deserve it now, pay later. A nicer car, a dream vacation, even furniture. It feels harmless at first, but applause doesn't pay the bill. Every upgrade locks in new costs until nice things own your peace. Psychologists call it the hedonic treadmill, which means each upgrade gives you a dopamine hit, a quick high. But soon, it becomes your new baseline. And you need the next upgrade just to feel the same. That's why someone can earn 6 figures and still feel broke, because the treadmill never stops unless you step off. So let me ask you, are your payments buying peace or just applause? Picture this, 2 people, same street. Person A looks wealthy who, leased BMW, has many vacation photos, wears designer brands, behind the scenes, crushing payments. One job loss, and the image collapses in 60 days. Person B looks average who, drives a 7-year-old car, invests in index funds, keeps a solid emergency fund. Not flashy, but not panicking when life hits. One has the illusion of wealth, the other has the foundation of wealth. Which one are you closer to right now? And which one do you want to be? Now the numbers. Cars drop 20% in value the moment they leave the lot. Designer clothes fade in months. Phones feel outdated in a single product cycle. So here is the cruel twist. The things we buy to signal wealth are the fastest to lose value. Warren Buffett said it best. If you buy things you don't need, soon you'll have to sell things you do need. And it's not just theory. Research shows 63% of Americans don't have $500 in cash for an emergency. The illusion is not only fragile, it's expensive. So let me ask, are you quietly trading freedom for a weekend of admiration? Here's a quick wealth checkup. Score yourself as we go. 1. Do you own assets that grow while you sleep? 2. Is your lifestyle powered by cash flow, not debt? 3. Do you have at least 6 months of breathing room? 4. Are you buying security instead of status? 5. Is your net worth rising quarter by quarter? If you hit 3 or more, you're building real wealth. If not, you're feeding the illusion. And if you scored low, don't panic. Awareness is the first win. Most people never stop to measure, they just drift deeper into debt. Here's your blueprint to swap illusion for freedom. Step 1. Replace one payment with one asset. Trade a leased car for a paid-off one. Redirect the savings into an index fund. I know a couple who did this with a Toyota Corolla. They gave up their leased luxury SUV, drove the Corolla, and invested the difference. 10 years later, the Corolla was gone, but their investments had doubled. Step 2. Automate your wealth first. Pay your future self before bills or splurges. Automation makes the decision once and protects it forever. Step 3. Build a safety net. 3 to 6 months of cash isn't an investment, it's a shield. It turns crises into inconveniences. Calm people make better money decisions. Step 4. Create a cash flow seed. A small digital product. A weekend service. A rental unit. Even $100 a month proves wealth doesn't require sprinting forever. Step 5. Set a lifestyle ceiling. Hold your lifestyle flat for 12 months, no matter your income. Funnel the surplus into assets. This is the habit of millionaires, growing wealth quietly, not loudly. Step 6. Add a 10-minute weekly ritual. Ask 4 questions. What came in? What went out? Are we on track? What's coming next week? That rhythm keeps your hands on the wheel. Families who use this ritual are more likely to pay off debt twice as fast. Why? Because it's not about numbers. It's about attention. Money flows where attention goes. So let me ask, if you took just one of these steps this week, which would change your peace of mind the most? Question of the day. Have you ever realized you were chasing the illusion of wealth instead of building the real thing? Drop your story below. I promise you're not the only one. And if you've been there before, what did it teach you about what truly matters? These stories remind people they're not alone, and sometimes your lesson is exactly what someone else needs to hear. Have you ever had that moment when the math hit harder than the image? Here's a 90-day sprint you can start today. Week 1. Audit every recurring payment. Cancel at least one status charge, and redirect that money into something that actually builds your peace. Week 2. Automate even $50 into savings or investments. Make it automatic so the choice is already made before temptation arrives. Week 3. Plant an income seed. Proof matters more than perfection, so start small and give yourself the confidence of creating new cash flow. Week 4. Skip one feels rich buy and invest that same money instead, turning a fleeting purchase into an asset that grows while you sleep. Repeat this loop for 3 months. Payments will shrink. Savings will grow. Stress will drop, and your identity shifts from spender to builder. I've seen families save over $8,000 in 1 year using just this sprint. Proof that small moves add up. Before we close, imagine this: 12 months of holding lifestyle flat, while funneling surplus into assets. Keeping a simple car. Building a 6-month buffer. Letting a small cash flow seed grow in the background. Imagine facing an unexpected bill and feeling calm, not panic. That feeling, that quiet confidence, is the foundation of wealth. It isn't loud, it isn't flashy, it's steady. And here's the twist: that steady confidence is what creates generational wealth. Children copy what they see, not what they hear. What will your children copy from you? Now that you know how to spot the illusion and start building real wealth, you need to know how to build assets that pay you for life. Because if you don't, you'll keep trading years of your future for things that lose value the moment you buy them. The secret is in my next video, where I reveal the overlooked asset class that's quietly created more millionaires than flashy stocks or crypto. You don't want to miss it. See you in our next video.